Hi everybody, Alisamurray here. Hi my sweet lifers. Today on the Two Chefs Show,
sharing what we know.
We are making pickled quail eggs.
Yummy.
Yep. We like to use quail eggs over here.
We do.
You know, and everybody that I tell that to looks at me like, what are you doing? And they don't understand that they're just cuter eggs. And I think they'd look better in a little pickle jar. So I wanted to make a little pickled eggs, and it's a really simple recipe. We've got herbs from the garden. We've got the quail eggs that I've already boiled and peeled. And what we're going to do is make the brine like we always do. You know, we're always canning and doing with all the stuff that's in the garden. So we're going to put into a pot your spices. So you've got water, and you've got apple cider vinegar, and you've got your pickling spices, and you've got a pinch of salt, right? About a, what?
Teaspoon
of salt, about a tablespoon of pickling spices, quarter cup of sugar. So I'm going to dollop that in. And Carl, I want you
take it to the stove.
Take that to the stove.
Gotcha.
And what I'm going to do is pack the jar while he's getting that all dissolved up. Actually, also stick that bay leaf in there too. I'm going to put that in there as well. So get a clean jar. And, you know, we've done this before together, guys, but layer stuff in. So put a couple of eggs in, and put some fresh onion in, put some fresh garlic in, and then put some dill in. And this year, I've got a funny story to tell you. Right now in the garden, this is the first flower arrangement that I've made from the Sweet Life Garden. I planted the come and cut and grow again zinnias and cosmos, and I went out there and started picking and pulling and cutting, and the butterflies are just everywhere. And last year the butterflies ate up all the dill. I had to like take a whole dill plant and move it to a different part of the yard, cover it in pantyhose, and protect it from them to come and eat them, because they just love it. The monarchs just love the dill. But this year, for some reason, they didn't want the dill. They wanted all the parsley, and so I had to do that with the parsley. So every year it's a little bit different with these butterflies, but the garden is full of butterflies right now. And I just love that, because it's so nice to go out there, especially when we're shooting the children, and have butterflies just flying all around their little heads. It's just very sweet. This is going to be what I call a pretty jar. And this is a really nice recipe because you can put this in your refrigerator, and if you want to eat it right away, 5 to 7 days is about as soon as I would recommend you trying them. But they're really better about a week out to 10 days, closer to 10 days. And then they keep for up to 3 months in your refrigerator. So once you've made them, you can just go in there and grab them like you would a pickle. And I love the fact that they are just so neat for like a little picnic. You know, it's a nice little extra thing to have along for a picnic, like a little cucumber sandwich and some pickled quail eggs. And what we're going to do, as soon as Carl gets done getting the brine made, we're going to then just pour that brine over like we do everything else when we're doing our canning. And we're going to leave about 1/4 of an inch of what they call head space, so that there's a little bit of room in there, wiggle room. And I'm going to cap it off, and I'm going to stick it, once it cools down, in the refrigerator and let it be in there for a little while before I open it up and try it. This is absolutely the perfect amount of eggs for this jar. Perfect. And I'm going to top it with a little bit of more dill, because you can never have too much dill. It's kind of like garlic. You can never have too much garlic. Oh, and that was 3 cloves, by the way, that I have chopped up, just so that you guys know how much is in the jar. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's really, really cute. If eggs can be cute. Is that melted up?
It is.
Perfect. All right, I'm going to get a little funnel. Now, some of you guys like to take your pickling spices and herbs and actually tie them up in some cheesecloth. And that's all well and good, and that's fine. But I was raised with Nana and Granny making it more homemade and more rustic, and so I'm used to seeing all those spices moving around in the jar. So I like to see my spices in the jar, so it just is up to you, but that's another step that you can take if you wanted to.
And that would be to just avoid, if somebody just wants to avoid the
Strong flavor that maybe one of those spices gives
Yeah,
off
because
or
the
something.
mustard seeds and all the different spices that are in the pickling spices are really strong. But I just think it looks better in a jar to have
it
the
does.
spices and it not just be the brine. And I think it actually adds to it whenever you're at the end of the day done, after it's been sitting in there for a good 2 months. It really makes a difference in how they taste. So it's the same thing with the cucumbers. It's the same thing.
Right.
I always just go ahead and use all the spices in the jar. And that's pretty much it, guys. You just take it and put your cap on it. Make sure, you all know that you can reuse your glass jars, obviously, but every year you got to make sure you buy your new lids and your new tops. Now, if I was going to put this where it was going to be available on the shelf stable, then we
You
could
need
do
to
a
can
water
it.
bath
Right.
can.
Okay.
And if you were going to do that, then what you do is boil your water, and then you would put them down in so that the water's above that jar, just so much covered, and let it sit in there for about 10 minutes, and then pull them out with your special tongs that you have for canning.
Yeah.
Lay it on a towel and then let it sit. And you can tell if you can pop it, it has to go in the refrigerator. This is made for the refrigerator, so obviously it's popping. But if it doesn't pop, then it means it's sealed, and then it's okay for you to have it on the shelf. So it's not going to be
Right.
a problem for your family. So anyway, that's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good looking. Make a nice little gift too.
And you said 5 to 7 days
In the refrigerator,
refrigerator
for the very minimal.
minimum.
And
10 if you really want.
10 to 14, 2 weeks is really where I like it to be. And honestly, at the end of the day, the longer it's there,
The
better it's
right.
going to be. So anyway, guys, I hope you found some value in this recipe. If you have, do us a favor, like and share. Don't forget to ring the bell. He gets to ring the bell again. He loves to ring the bell.
Well, big kid, y'all.
It's awesome. No, it's awesome. And listen, there's all kinds of stuff out there right now in the garden growing. There's watermelon, there's cucumbers, there's tomatoes, there's peppers, there's banana peppers. There's stuff growing in your garden too, I'm sure. So if there's any recipes that you'd like for us to try and have on the channel for you, please do us a favor and put some in the comments below. Let us know if there's something because we would love to do that for you. I know that we've enjoyed these through the years, and I thought it would be something wonderful to add to the channel. A lot of people don't know how to pickle eggs, and a lot of people
Don't know how
sure
to
don't know
pickle.
about the whole thing with the quail eggs either.
Right.
So I just thought it'd be something fun for you guys to enjoy. We'll see you soon on the channel. Take care.